I'm speaking with Bill Kaler, President, KeyBank Michigan, and Tim Kurowitz, Senior Vice President and Head of Business Banking in Michigan. Bill, why don't you give us a little bit of a picture of what you do in KeyBank Michigan?
Our district in Michigan is focused on building Key's presence in our retail markets, in our private banking, high net worth markets, as well as small business and middle market, corporate lending, and more broad business development. We are charged with building our presence here, and feel like we have a very good opportunity to do so.
So perhaps you could give us a picture of KeyBank and all of its assets.
Sure. We have really two broad businesses. We have a national banking presence and a community banking presence. Our community banking presence, which we are part of, encompasses 23 districts from Maine to Alaska, littered throughout the country, mostly in the northern part of the country. In Michigan, we are a district within the community bank. Our organization is committed to community banking as a business model. What that means is that we are very focused on local delivery, identifying opportunities to solve problems or address and identify needs of customers in the local markets with local people, local decisioning, local support. What's unique about that is our ability to draw on the expertise of a national platform.
What are some of the things that companies should be thinking about then over time? So if I'm a company looking at a time horizon, I know I need something immediately, and you're bringing up, well, think about the long-term relationship. What should I be thinking about in that long-term relationship?
So as companies grow, depending on their pace of growth, they could very easily outstrip their ability to support debt.
Right.
For a period of time. So there's a period in which they may need to access equity capital.
Okay.
And they have to make a fundamental decision as to whether they really want to do that, because that changes the governance structure.
Yes.
That they will have to deal with. Some people may say, I really don't want to do that. I want to own my own company. Myself and my partner or partners, whatever, are very comfortable. That may mean that they grow a little slower, take a little less risk,
right.
But again, begin to execute a strategy around growth at whatever pace they want. But even within that range of outcomes, there are some lenders that only have so much capacity,
right,
or only have so much expertise around the capital markets,
right,
and you could at some point outstrip those capabilities of that the bank that you start with.
And then there's actually the case where you could outstrip your local lending institution.
Not only from a debt perspective, that is their debt capacity, their risk appetite, but also possibly from their servicing capabilities. If you're Ann Arbor focused or an Ann Arbor based community and you want to set up a plant in somewhere in Ohio,
right,
some of the local community banks really can't support that as well as somebody like us or some of our larger competitors.
Do you support international expansion?
Sure. I think of a company that sells control devices, measuring and control devices for, say, a steam regulator. And they sell online, and they sell significant amounts of their annual revenue goes to India.
Okay.
And so they need to work with the Bank of India to get payment for those materials that they ship to India. So they're working through our international trade group on collections. Even though the revenue size might be $400 or $500 per sale, it's still a very sophisticated process that they have to go through.
Okay. And how big is this company in terms of its annual revenues? Is it in
about $2 million?
Okay.
We think that's a value add.
Oh yeah.
And a differentiator in the market because we deal at Key with much larger companies with more complex needs. we have a set of capabilities and we'll call it a service expectation that large companies have in need. We need to be able to deliver that. Our smaller companies who
Right.
don't necessarily see that as often get access to that level of expertise